When the Lord said love thy neighbour, I assumed it was a joke, and turning the other cheek is just no fun. When he said that the meek would inherit the earth, it seemed like he'd gone woke, and it made me want to go and shoot a gun. It used to be folks help the poor, but we don't do that anymore. 5,000 ain't getting fed today, 'cause we don't stand for socialism, pronouns or pacifism, or anything else the libs might throw our way. 'Cause I follow the Bible, I believe in all of its teaching, apart from the bits I don't like, 'cause they feel like government overreaching. I'm sure any God-fearing Christian would agree. I'm a man of Jesus, but only when it suits me. Hello folks, Thomas Benjamin Wilde Esquire here with song number 51 of my Song a Week project. This one is a response to certain type of people online or elsewhere talking about having Christian values, but not really having them at all, and only picking and choosing bits of the Bible to suit their own agenda. I see this a lot, particularly with certain types of voters. In the UK as well, and we're starting to see more of this. Where people pick and choose what parts of religion they're going to follow, which bits to take literally, which bits not to. And it becomes... I'm in no way religious, but I was brought up in schools during a time where we had to sing hymns and assembly. We had to do a certain amount of learning about religion. But actually, for the most part, I learned about religion through Christianity, really, through the Monty Python films. So Life of Brian is where I learnt a lot of the stuff as kind of a parody on kind of organised religion. So yeah, it's always confused me that people can say they've got Christian values, but then be against helping poor people, helping out people who are in need, being anti immigration and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't really strike me as particularly Christian or particularly religious in any pipe, because lots of people use different religions for different agendas. So yes, it's a comment on that. I'd also been listening to a lot of old school religious music. I re-listened to the Oh Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack a few months ago, and we've also been catching up on the Righteous Gemstones recently. And so all of that has kind of influenced the styling of this. I decided to play this on multiple instruments because it was fairly easy, and it's quite nice to keep practicing on those. So I played it on my Flight ukulele, soprano ukulele, but also you'll have heard that I used the Duke10 Banjolele in there as well. I also used my gold tone micro bass to play the bass part, and my Fender guitar, which is up on the wall behind me, to play the guitar part on it. Apparently that's not a very nice guitar, according to Adam, my guitar player. Probably because I don't use it that often, and the strings are a little bit hard on it. But yes, so I attempted to play all of those instruments on there. It felt controversial, this one. I'm not sure how it's going to go down. It's going to be interesting to see. But the whole nature of this Song a Week project is to experiment and to try different things out. So I feel like I've tried something new on here. I'm sure you'll let me know if it's not your kind of thing. If it's not, that's absolutely fine. But yes, I'm trying out different styles and genres and different ways of commenting on things at the moment. So yes, it's going to be interesting reading comments and reading reactions to this one, particularly across social media. But let's see. If you're interested in the Flight ukulele, you can find details of where you can get hold of one in the description below the video. Also, if you're interested in Duke10 Banjoleles, which you will have heard on the track, details can be found in the description as well. Last week's song was about choosing the wrong queue when at the supermarket. Lots of people have identified with this one. So I'm just going to read out a few of the comments and questions that people have for me in reaction to that. Baron Corey says, "This is why I go for self-checkout." Yeah, when that's an option, there are certain places where you can't do that, and particularly if you've got a big trolley of stuff. You need to go to the conveyor belts, really. And particularly when we do the big shop at the big supermarket, we can't really take that through self-service. So we have to go through the tills. So yeah, if I can, I choose a self-checkout, but it really does depend on where we are. Dan Forbes 3573 says, one that's got me sometime is being in the middle of a queue of the only till that's open at that particular moment in time, and the person in front of me is filling up the conveyor belt with enough items to last them through the first months of Armageddon. Yeah, always happens. What always frustrates me is you've started unloading your trolley, and then another till opens up, and everybody behind you then joins that till. And actually, if you hadn't started unloading the trolley, then you would have been able to jump across into the other queue. That's the other frustrating one. Commander Ernie Paul says, someone has forgotten their PIN, their card is declined, or horror. They want to write a check and don't bring a pen. Yeah, I mean, the check thing's old school now, isn't it? But you potentially still see that sometimes. Momira7482 says, oh, to find a supermarket with staff checkouts. Yeah, it's becoming rarer and rarer these days, isn't it? Quite a lot of them in the UK still have. It's generally the bigger supermarkets, though, that still have people on the tills. I know our little Sainsbury's down the bottom of the road doesn't. Well, it does, but actually it's better to just go to the self-service checkout. And generally that's quite a small shop that you're getting there anyway. It's the places where you go for the big weekly shop, generally, where you have to fill up a trolley full of stuff that you have to go and queue up at the staff checkouts. Elv Wood says, this song makes me realise I've stopped minding this without noticing the change. Now I just listen to a bit more of my music or audiobook while waiting. It's probably something that comes with age. I think that's a very good idea. That's a very good idea. I don't often listen to kind of music in public or have headphones on. So perhaps I need to start doing that. That might be a better way of calming my frustration with it. B Smith 5404 says, smug when it goes well, silent rage, smile when it doesn't. Absolutely. You've hit the nail on the head there. I feel so self-satisfied when I've chosen the right till. I did in Iceland the other day. It went through quicker. I had to make a big choice between the two massive queues that were there. I chose wisely, and I felt incredibly smug about it. But if you don't choose the right queue, then yes, there's silent rage, but you still have to smile and be polite. J Haven LG7LJ says, and then you have to contain your annoyance at yourself and be kind and encouraging to the clerk, because it's not their fault, they're trainee, and they're probably not having a great day. Oh, well, great song, love the melody. Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. I completely agree. You can't take it out on the trainee at the checkout. It's more annoyed at the situation and your own choice and the frustration with having to be there for a long time. It's nobody's fault, which makes it even more frustrating. W. Linbo says, you're back in your old space again. Yes, I am. I'm back to where I should be in the videos. Congratulations. By the way, you read my comment out loud in last week's video. What does it say about me? I felt so fulfilled by that. That's lovely that you did. I've read out your comment this week as well. So hopefully that's fulfilling. But yes, thank you for that. I'm very pleased to be back in my old space. It feels so much better to be in the proper setup again. It makes these videos so much easier. As always, thanks for your comments, folks. Do keep them coming on the videos. It makes them a lot more interesting, being able to respond to comments and questions. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask, be sure to ask them in the comments as well. A quick recap now of all of the shows that I've got coming up over the next few weeks. On Good Friday, Friday the 18th of April, I'm going to be in Shrewsbury at Albert's Shed with Professor Elemental and Aubrey Blakeledge. I've not played with the good professor, for quite a while, so I'm looking forward to that very much. Then on Sunday the 27th of April, I'm going to be at the Green Duck event space in Tunbridge Wells. It's always lovely playing there, a nice intimate little venue. We have a lot of fun. If you're in that area, do come along. And then on Friday the 2nd of May, I'm going to be at the New Cross Inn in London with Mr. B, the Gentleman Rhymer, and again, Professor Elemental. It's been quite a while as well since we all played a show together, so I'm really looking forward to that. If you're in London, it'd be great to see you there. Full details of all the shows I've got coming up in 2025 can be found via the link in the description. If you're interested in seeing these videos before anybody else and also getting an MP3 download of the song from the videos, then you can join my Patreon community for as little as £3 a month, where you'll have access to all other kinds of exclusive content as well. At the moment, I'm doing a monthly update video where I'm talking to other musicians that I'm performing with, giving you little tours of the venues I'm playing in, and taking you on tours of places that I go to on a regular basis. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, as well as lots of live videos, then do come and join my Patreon community. Details again can be found in the description below the video. That's about it from me again for this week. Thanks ever so much for watching. Until next time, stay safe and toodle pip.